Hey, nutritionist Chris here. I want to talk to you about the science of sunscreen on this beautiful, sunny, surprisingly cool and pleasant July day. There's a study that's been going around the net a little bit lately. It's out of Sweden that debunks the myth that wearing sunscreen prevents skin cancer. And there's all kinds of debate, and a lot of people are saying, well, since this article was picked up in a alternative media publication, it probably doesn't stand up to science and it probably might be bunk. And I can understand people wondering about that because, you know what, we really have come to rely on science and we trust it and we believe in it. But there's many different sciences. There's the science behind the chemical sunscreen. There is also the science of evolution, and there's a science of human physiology, which I think comes more in line with evolution. People who tend to believe in science believe in evolution. So let's think about this for a minute with regard to sunburns, skin cancer, and sunscreens. In the past, when it was sunny, we would put on clothing to protect us from the sun. We would gradually go out into the sun and build up a tan. And when the UV rays of the sun hit our skin gets darker. When the UV rays hit our skin, we're triggered to manufacture vitamin D from our cholesterol. And as our vitamin D level gets higher and higher, our skin gets darker and darker, and that regulates the amount of vitamin D that we have in our body. It's an incredible mechanism if you think about it. So, when we put sunscreen on to protect us from these supposedly damaging UV rays that are supposedly causing us skin cancer, what are we actually doing? We're preventing vitamin D manufacture. Vitamin D is crucial for protection against skin cancer. Of course it is. It makes sense. This is one of the ways that our body protects itself, by manufacturing vitamin D to protect us from the sun. So what are we doing? We're putting on a chemical product to protect us from the UV rays that actually trigger our natural protection from the sun. This idea of laying in the sun all day is new. We've only been doing that for a few decades now. And in those few decades, we've seen skin cancer rise higher than it's ever been. And it consistently gets higher and higher. It's not getting any better. Should we be putting more sunscreen on? It absorbs into our skin. And it's made up of things that we probably wouldn't eat. Yet we're letting it absorb into our skin, and it's bypassing our immune system, which is in our digestive system. I really have a problem with this idea that we're supposed to put more sunscreen on to protect us from skin cancer. Our evolution, our species has evolved to protect us from the sun by using the UV rays as a trigger to signal us to protect ourselves. I prefer to go with evolution. I prefer to go with the science of human physiology, not the science of a few companies that are marketing a product to us that actually goes counter to our evolution. That's my 2 cents on sunscreen. I'm willing to discuss it. I hope you'll comment below. Now, before I let you go, do I ever use sunscreen? Yeah, sometimes. A few weeks ago, I went to a baseball game with my son. I knew I was going to be stationary in a seat in the sun for 3 hours. So I put some sunscreen on him and I put some on me because I didn't want to burn. You don't want to burn. Burning is the damaging factor to skin. Tanning is not. So am I saying don't ever use sunscreen? No, that's not what I'm saying. Am I saying don't think that you can somehow lay out in the sun all day long put chemical sunscreen into your skin and then avoid skin cancer? Yeah, that's also what I'm saying. You can't do that. It just doesn't work that way. Unfortunately, we have to regulate our time in the sun and cover our skin with clothing and hats and things like that. And then you can enjoy the sun. I've gotten a tan from working out in the garden this year. Do I work in the garden for 9 or 10 consecutive hours uncovered? Of course not. And when I do go a little long, I get a little bit burned. So I hope this helps give a bit of perspective. If this is something that you think is valuable, please hit +1. Please hit share. Share it on Facebook. Share it on Twitter. Comment. All of those things will expose this message to more people. And I appreciate that. I hope you have a great day. Bye.